Hello, kindergarten. Okay, so this is lessons 3 and 4 for kindergarten readiness. So yesterday was lesson 3, and this is what you should have done. And if you haven't got to it, that's fine. This is what we're going over. So the first thing it says to do is in your phonemic awareness 10, you're going to do MAT 9. MAT 9 mixes it up a little bit. Instead of beginning sounds like we've been working with, this one asks us to do ending sounds. So this first one is the kid, and what is he doing? Yawn, n. So they are going to find a magnet that ends the exact same way as yawn, n. All right, and so this is a brand new one that I've not fully opened because I don't have one that I've opened here at school. So if you're looking, and you can put just a few out. If they're having a hard time with it, put 3 or 4 out. But if you look, you're going to look for a picture that ends the same way as yawn, n. And right here, you have pen, n. So you can make them keep practicing the way these are ending. Because this is changing tunes. It's going from what they're beginning with to what they're ending with. It's very important that if you keep doing these, to make sure if you do another one on this same day, make sure you do one with ending sounds again. Because if you keep going in the same day, in the same lesson, going from ending sounds to beginning sounds, it's going to get super, super confusing. Okay? So if you decide you're going to do a little extra, maybe they're not getting it, maybe they're doing great, you just want to keep going, make sure you get another mat that is ending sounds. Okay? And the reason we're doing this, I know I've had a few parents that's come up to me and said, hey, Miss Holcomb, they're having a really hard time with knowing what they begin with the same. And a lot of them are not going to get it at first. The more we do this, the better they're going to get. They're going to get very fluent in these letter sounds. This is the foundation for reading. They got to know these letter sounds. That way, we start decoding words. We start blending, do our blends, our hunks and chunks. They're going to get them really, really fast. So just keep on keeping on. You got to have some consistency with these. You know, you kind of got to set a routine. Kids thrive off structure. And you got to set a routine with them with these and keep at it. Do it every day, even if it's just a little bit. You know, you don't have to kill your kids. You know, I made a big mistake when my oldest was young that I kept making them do it. And the more we practiced, now he doesn't like school as much. And I think I just pushed him really hard too soon. So don't do that. But, you know, every once in a while, say, come here, let's do this right quick. Play this little game. Or maybe you just ride in the car and you know, the tablets are off and you're just driving to make an errand. You can drive, talk to them. And, you know, quiz them a little bit. Make a game out of it. Talk about ending sounds, beginning sounds. See, the more that they hear this stuff, the more they're going to know it. Okay? Next, it says that you are going to do page 10. Page 10 and page 18 in the book. So the book is this. Your summer activity book. The page 10 is this one. Page 10 is letter A. So yes, we went from letter C to letter A. Just like in our instruction in kindergarten, we do not go in order. Because in order, it's more like singing it then. And we talked about if you sing or say your ABCs, it doesn't necessarily mean that the kids know the alphabet. So this is why we're skipping around. And today we're going to be working on the vowels, some of the vowels, not all of them. So we're going to do A for page 10. And then 18. Is going to be letter E. Okay, so once again, we're skipping around. So letter E, letter A. Your extra activity, your math and fine motor skills today is going to be having a shape scavenger hunt. So, shapes. First, we start out with one-dimensional shapes. So, you'll do triangle, square, circle, rectangle. You can do oval. okay? Then, if your kids are really, really getting this, push them a little harder. Go for cone or spear, 3-dimensional shapes. See if they can find something that's those. And I know, like, even my kids at a young age, they would watch the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And there's actually an episode over shapes, 3-dimensional shapes. So I thought that was really, really cool. And things like that, they can do things like that if they're really, really getting the hang of it. But scavenger hunt, you don't have to necessarily do it around your neighborhood. You know, just do it around your house. Do it outside. If you go somewhere, tell them to find something. If you want to push them harder and they get their shapes really, really good, you can do hexagon, pentagon, things like that. You know, point out that a pentagon has 5 sides. Hexagon has 6, you know. You can push them as hard as you want because you know the level that your kids are at. Okay? Now, that was lesson 3. Now we're going to lesson 4. Lesson 4 said that in the phonemic awareness 10, you're going to complete Mat 4. So, we've gone, one day we're doing sounds back to beginning sounds. So really, they're probably going to get some relief when they see this because they've had a little more practice with this. Now you got to reinforce that instruction though. You got to reinforce the thought that now we're talking about beginning sounds, what it's starting with, which picture starts the same as this picture. So right here we have a volcano. So look here, look at our pictures. Which one of these is going to start the same as volcano? Obviously, it's going to be the vest. Okay? If your kids are really getting the hang of this, put all of them out. Or put 7 or 8 out. If your kids are having a harder time, maybe limit their choices to 3 or 4. Okay? Constantly reinforce. You can do this mat over and over again just to reinforce them certain sounds. If they're really, really getting it, like I said, get another mat that says beginning sounds. Don't mix it up though, because I really feel like that would overwhelm them. So make sure you're doing just beginning sounds for now. Now, the next one says to complete a page from your workbook. So your workbook is this handy dandy thing that I absolutely love. And level 1 is, like I said, color coded. It's going to be the brown tan color. So far we've done 1, 2, this will be the 3rd page that you have completed in this. So find 1 page to do. So 1 page is not going to take too long. It isn't going to be a big deal. You know, if your kids are outside swimming and then they come in for a little bit. Maybe instead of turning the TV on or getting on their tablet or say, hey, come here, let's do this 1 page. And then maybe a little bit later, hey, come here. Let them play a little while and say, hey, come here. Let's do your 10. Just let's play this little game really quick. You know, because I know I have boys, and my boys they do not like to stop their playing for any kind of work, especially my oldest. So if yours is like that, that's one way of doing it. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. Some girls, though, and boys are really, really into it and will sit and would work the whole book if they could. And I love that. That's how I was as a kid. But my children, not so much. Okay. So next is, the waterworks. So the waterwork activity is on page 130 in this book. And it says, do a water experiment. Fill 2 containers with 1 cup of water each. Cover each container and leave 1 uncovered. Place both containers in the sun, and every morning for 1 week, measure how much water is in the container and draw a picture of what happens. This is bringing some science into your world, okay? Bringing some science. You talk about evaporation, how the sun is drawing it up. You could talk about the water cycle. You know, there's tons and tons of videos and cute little shows on YouTube talking about the water cycle. I believe that there is a Sid the Science Kid talking about water cycle. If you don't know what Sid the Science Kid is, it's one of the best shows ever. The kids love it. Okay. Next it says, gather small objects and let me see, small objects around the house and place them in the container using a pair of tweezers. Most of us have tweezers because, you know, a lot of us have kids. They get splinters. You usually keep them. I know I keep mine in with my Band-Aids. So let them use those tweezers. Let them use those science-related tools because they were the things they're going to be using here at school. You know, just the same, maybe not quite as often as scissors, but it's another tool that they can use. And it's also a very important concept later on when we talk more about the Brigance screening. That's one thing they'll have to identify is the small objects. So have them pick them up with tweezers and use those tools and find different small objects around the house. That will be a really fun thing to do. And you can get all your kids in on it. It don't just have to be the ones that are going into kindergarten. I know my boy who's going into 3rd grade really enjoys doing things with his brother who is going to be in 1st. So these are the things that you can be doing at home with your kids. This is lessons 3 and 4, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.